Mega EELEKTROSS stands out as one of the big winners coming into Regulation MB, with it gaining an awesome new ability in Elevate. This helps Eelektross maintain its identity of being a Pokemon with virtually no weaknesses by having Levitate built in, along with the added bonus of gaining a +1 boost to its highest stat whenever it knocks out a Pokemon. This, combined with the Mega's amazing offensive stats and insanely large move pool, makes Eelektross one of the strongest and flexible Megas added to Champions. So what exactly is the issue here? While Eelektross does possess some great firepower by itself, in order to truly become a menace, it may need some help at times to secure KOs needed to gain the attack boost from Elevate. It also has some respectable defensive stats, but nothing that'll really blow you away, and it is sitting in that awkward speed tier of 80. So, I've paired Eelektross up with some partners that can help rectify these issues while still being self-sufficient in their own right. The first Pokemon I'm going to bring up is Gliscor. While Toxicor might not be in the game yet, it's still one of the most unique mons in Champions thanks to it being a ground flying type that has access to both Tailwind and Feint. Tailwind will help patch up Eelektross speed issues, and Feint allows me to bypass both Wide Guard and Protect. This is notable because I'm going to be running Discharge on Eelektross to deal as much spread damage as possible when needed, and thanks to Gliscor's ground typing, it'll be immune to the damage that any other mon would have taken by Discharge. This spread damage immunity can also go both ways thanks to Eelektross retaining Levitate with Elevate, allowing Gliscor to fire off Earthquakes with little repercussions. Now I'm going to get a little odd here and bring up Alcremie as the second partner of choice. Remember when I said Eelektross could use some help in securing KOs? Well, Alcremie's signature move Decorate is going to help us do just that. It grants a target +2 in both attack and special attack and is the only move in the game capable of boosting a partner's special attack stat without any drawbacks. A +2 boost should be more than enough to help Eelektross secure KOs and continue snowballing its offense with Elevate. I'm going to be running a Choice Scarf on Alcremie to ensure that it outspeeds Eelektross and most other mons on the field before it attacks. One fun tip that should be noted is that you can use Discharge to take out your own Alcremie and get an attack boost off of it, allowing you to deal massive amounts of spread damage whilst also swapping another mon in Alcremie's place. I wouldn't recommend doing it most of the time, but if the situation calls for it, you know what to do. The other two mons I'll mention are Alolan Ninetales and Garchomp. Ninetales helps Eelektross deal with dragon types that'll resist its electric attacks, and can help boost the team's overall defense with Aurora Veil, and Garchomp is going to do Garchomp stuff, but I am running Bulldoze as another way to both deal spread damage while simultaneously lowering our opponent's speed to help Eelektross outspeed them. It also doesn't have to worry about Discharge either. These partners not only help Eelektross mitigate its remaining weaknesses, while synergizing with its very unique traits that no other Pokemon has at their disposal. Now with all that out of the way, let's see what Mega EELEKTROSS is truly capable of. Alrighty, what is happening, y'all? It's Scovillain here, and today we have ourselves a Mega EELEKTROSS team thanks to your guys' input. And I had an original concept for the team that I did like at first, and there's still some pieces of it here, but I made some drastic changes to the team as a whole, and I think what I've come up with now is a whole lot stronger than what I had in mind previously. So I'm just going to go through the breakdown real quick. So with Mega EELEKTROSS, the main claim to fame for it is the fact that once it Mega Evolves, it does keep that Levitate, but it also essentially has Beast Boost on top of that with Elevate. So it can be very, very strong as sort of a snowballer, and it has such insane coverage moves as well. Like, you could really tailor it to be what you want or need for your team. But I decided I wanted to go with the spread damage route with Discharge and combined it with some ground types, so they're completely immune to getting hit by the move, and we can still hit both of our opponents at the same time, on top of our ground types being able to use their own spread moves like Earthquake, or in Garchomp's case, Bulldoze, in order to hit our opponents basically double the spread moves. And I'll go into more detail on the both of them after this, but I just think it's such a strong combo that, you know, not many people might be ready for or be able to deal with effectively, especially knowing the fact that EELEKTROSS has no weakness essentially, unless a mon is running Mold Breaker and it has like a ground type move, or it's like a mon uses Gravity. Like, EELEKTROSS basically has no weaknesses, and even though it has like okay-ish defensive stats, it can still reliably tank some hits, and we do have some ways to help increase that tankiness in the form of Ninetales and Incineroar. So I guess the weird mon on the team right here would be Alcremie. So one of the things I realized about EELEKTROSS is that out of the gate, it has, once a Mega Evolves, has 135 special attack, which is strong, but it's not going to be, you know, like that insanely powerful to the point where you're just one-shotting mons and getting those elevate boosts like right off the bat. So I wanted to find a way to help boost EELEKTROSS's damage output right out of the gate, so then I can enable that snowballing a lot more effectively. And that's where this Choice Scarf Decorate Alcremie comes into play. So on the turn 1, we go for Decorate on the EELEKTROSS, and then we can either go for like a Thunderbolt, or even though it's not exactly super advisable, there is some strategy to this. We can go Discharge, and even though Alcremie still gets hit, if we end up taking out Alcremie ourselves, we do get the boost off of that. So the Elevate boost doesn't just affect our opponents, it can also apply to our own partners as well. So that could be a way to help snowball ourselves even further, but regardless, we mainly just want to set up with Decorate and have EELEKTROSS just start going for some sweeps and just make it really, really difficult to deal with, deal as much damage as possible, and then if we haven't fully taken out the team by then, we can just go into, like, say, Garchomp or Ninetales and just deal some powerful spread damage and just, you know, clean up the rest, essentially. So that is pretty much the basic breakdown of the team in terms of these specifics. I have Gliscor here because of the fact that it's immune to Discharge and any electric moves, but it also has access to Tailwind, which is a very rare trait. It's the only ground type in the game that has access to that. So I can set up Tailwind to help EELEKTROSS get that much needed speed boost. And then I also have, you know, the usual stabs, Earthquake, Dual Wing Beat, which Dual Wing Beat is great against, say, like Whimsicots. That can be very, very annoying to deal with. And then I have Feint. And the reason why I'm running Feint over Protect is because we're running so much spread damage, and Wide Guard is going to be an absolute nuisance for us. So having Feint as that little tech option to prevent mons from protecting themselves either with Protect or Wide Guard is going to be very, very handy in those specific situations. Ninetales, Alolan Ninetales specifically, has to be one of the most featured mons I've had on the channel thus far, because I just feel like it is so good, not only in its like utility with Aurora Veil, but it's also super strong, spamming those blizzards. And Freeze Dry is also a very, very nice tech in case we go into some bulky water types or just Pokemon that might not be, I guess the biggest example would be like Swampert, for instance, which is exactly why I have Giga Drain on EELEKTROSS, is to deal with those Swampert rain teams. And yeah, it's an overall just fantastic mon. I love having it on my teams for that, you know, just that flexibility. And then Incineroar is the last Pokemon slot in here. And this is specifically because I feel like my team in particular is pretty weak to ice types, considering that Gliscor and Garchomp are both quad weak to it. So having Incineroar here in case we, I don't know, go into any Frostlass or just those type of mobs is going to be pretty handy. And of course, you know, Fake Out, Intimidate, Parting Shot support is always going to be welcome. Incineroar's Incineroar, it's going to do Incineroar things, so not really much to go on from there. But here are the stats as well as the team ID, and yeah, that will pretty much cover the breakdown for this team. I hope you guys enjoy these matches, and yeah, without further ado, let's get right on into it. Alrighty, here we are. It's the start of a new season. I unfortunately didn't get to Master Ball last season because I was just busy doing other stuff, and frankly. I was just playing a lot of other games that I've been having a lot of fun with. So I did you guys a favor this time. I am not starting off in Pokeball tier. I did some climbing off screen in order to get myself back to Ultra Ball. So now we're going to be in for some more, I guess you could say, serious matches. And, well, would you looky here, there's that Swampert, and Rigraff is also a pain to deal with, honestly. Jolteon is also going to be an issue, simply because it does have Volt Absorb, so it's not going to take any damage to our electric attacks. It's a good thing it didn't get Lightning Rod, because then it would just completely redirect our electric attacks. Did I say lightning attacks before? I meant electric, my bad. But I think no matter what we would like to lead off with the ground type, it's just a matter of whether or not they lead off with Pelipper or not. That's the big thing. I could go Incineroar Garchomp just to be safe. I could have Eelektross in the back, and then I can go for Ninetales as our last slot, just in case we need to do that switch in. Light Score could also be really good here too, honestly. It is really iffy. I think I'll go with this though. I'm learning a lot more to not always lead off with my Megas, because a lot of my strategies do kind of have them as a lead, and then our other mods just kind of serve as cleanup, but I can definitely go the other way around. And we have Blaziken and Sneasler. And that Sneasler does not have White Herb, so it is most likely Focus Sash. I'm going to guess that they're going for a Protect turn 1. That is a coaching Sneasler right there. I'm going to fake you out. And honestly, yeah, I'm just going to Stomping Tantrum the Sneasler, because more often than not, Blazikens will always protect turn 1 just so they can get that speed boost going. So getting Sneasler out of the way fast enough is going to be very, very good for us. They didn't protect though. I'm going to assume that the Sneasler was going to go for some sort of coaching strat though. The Blaziken didn't Mega Evolve, so it's probably Life Orb. So it just ends up going for close combat into our Incin. We do live thanks to the Intimidate debuff. Gonna proc our Citrus Berry. Then there goes the speed boost, which means that Garchomp won't be outspeeding it anymore. And that's kind of what I wasn't hoping for. Swampert is going to be an issue if they end up swapping Blaziken out and getting the Rain in, just so it can get that Swift Swim boost. I'm going to Parting Shot into the Swampert. I'm going to Dragon Claw into the Blaziken slot. Yeah, in case they do the switch. It is going to be Mega Swampert. They don't swap out though, which is very interesting. I'm curious if it'll... Okay, Stone Edge. And does Swampert happen to have Ice Punch maybe? Okay, Blaziken has a Focus Sash, so I have no idea what the Sneasler was running. If Swampert has Ice Punch, that's going to be... yeah. I'm not too surprised about that, honestly. Yeah, I mean, the crit didn't even matter there. So, unfortunately, Garchomp is going to go down, but thanks to Incineroar living, we will get that Parting Shot off. And thanks to that, Swampert's going to get debuff. And now we can go into Eelektross, and this is one of the things that makes Incin just so insanely valuable, is that I can swap Incin back in and get that double Intimidate going, and I got my Fake Out refreshed. So yeah, Incin's like, there's a reason why he's in all the advertisement for champions now. Like, he truly is just the GOAT of VGC. So I'm going to Mega Evolve here. Without Rain, I believe I am faster than the Swampert. And here's the thing. Do I want to fake out the Swampert, or do I want to fake out the Blaziken just to get it out of here? I think the safer play would be to get the Blaziken out. I don't think Swampert has anything that could truly... Oh, okay. Rigarath, interesting. I guess it makes sense. They were double attack debuffed, so they weren't really going to do much damage to us. Wait a minute. Are you not running Armor Tail? You're running Sap Sipper. Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, they know now that I'm running Giga Drain on my EELEKTROSS. Well, fortunately for us, Sap Sipper is not like a draw-in type of ability, so it can't just absorb our Giga Drain if we're trying to go into the Swampert. The Swampert could protect. That's my best guess as to what it could do. Honestly, knowing that they don't have Armor Tail, I might just swap Ninetales in here. Potentially get that Aurora Veil up. It just depends on what they go for here, in all honesty. But our EELEKTROSS is faster than the Swampert, which is amazing. And I'm honestly very surprised they're not running Swampert with Pelly anywhere, or they haven't decided to bring Pelly out. Ouch, that Psychic is going to hurt. We do have the Elevate boost, so our... No, we do not want to Discharge. We are going to Thunderbolt here, and honestly, there's nothing saying we can't just go for a Blizzard, so yeah, let's just do that. So... yeah, Incineroar showing its immense value. Ooh, I am so sorry. You did not deserve that. Aw, man. But, yeah, honestly, great game one. Like I said, Incineroar showing its value. Garchomp was also pretty helpful for what it needed to do. And, yeah, EELEKTROSS proving to be a very good endgame sweeper if you just don't have the tools to prepare for it. And yeah, I can't really say much else. It was a good match. Alright, we are in the next match here, and this is a very odd team, honestly. Sinistcha with Torkoal, Snorlax, there's Aerodactyl too, probably Mega. Sinistcha definitely has Trick Room on it, otherwise there'd be very little point. And then Meowscarada, and then Hisui and Samurott. So, what's the play here? The Alcremie setup is only if I feel like they're going to try to go for Trick Room turn 1. I feel like Ninetales is a must just because Torkoal's there. We can deal with a lot of the other mons too, honestly. And then it's probably Garchomp. Garchomp does resist a lot of the stuff they do have. So does Gliscor to a degree, but Garchomp is just inherently stronger. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. We'll see what they have though. They don't have any fake out support, which is nice. The only thing I could think of is you know, Aerodactyl lead, potentially. Okay, they go Meowscarada and Aerodactyl. Mega Evolve. Discharging isn't gonna really do all too much for me here. And then I'm just going to decorate. Yeah. So they will Mega Evolve. They're Aerodactyl, they're just gonna stay base. We are slower than the both of them, so that's the main issue. Woo, but we get that dodge. Now, the only question is whether or not Alcremie doesn't get flinched here. So we will get the Decorate off. And we're faster than the Meowscarada? Okay. They are running Focus Sash, which is not ideal, I must say. Oh, okay. That's why. Because they're going for Trick Room with a negative priority. That's still fine for me, honestly. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna discharge. And Alcremie can get out of here. I'm gonna put Chomp in. Because if Aerodactyl's gonna go for another Rock Slide, we resist that. And we are not going to... Okay. I mean, it's a good thing I decided to discharge instead of going for a Thunderbolt. Flower Trick is going to do okay damage. I'm curious on how much this discharge will do to it, though. It does resist. Quite a bit, actually. I mean, I know Meowscarada is not exactly the, whatchamacallit, the, bulkiest mon out there. And this is slow Meowscarada too, so they do outspeed me. No, I think I still want to go for another discharge. And then I'll just Dragon Claw into the Meowscarada spot. Actually, no, I want to protect here. They probably have triple Axle on deck. They withdrew Aerodactyl. They brought up the Sinistra. Okay, get that Hospitality. They could try to attack EELEKTROSS again. That's also a real possibility. They fling Iron Ball. Ow. Okay. Well, we do take out the Meowscarada. If I had gone for Dragon Claw there, we would have taken out the Sinistra as well. But with this, we are at a +3 boost. The only thing I'm worried about now... Yeah, it's you. I feel like I want to protect here. Sinistra's probably gonna go for Rage Powder or something. Bulldoze, I mean, it's already slower than us, so making them even slower isn't gonna really hurt us all too bad, I don't think. I still want to go for it, though. Of course, dude. What is with people running Quick Claw these days? Like, people are so fascinated with that item. Scald? And not Matcha Gotcha? Interesting. This Eruption will probably hurt a decent bit even though I'm resisted. Yeah. The good thing is they didn't go for Rage Powder, so the Stomping Tantrum is going to go into the Torque Hole, full stop, and now Eruption's going to do a lot less damage. We have one turn left to Trick Room. And unfortunately, I don't think... Do I go out of my way to get EELEKTROSS out even though I have my boost up? I don't know if I would like that. I think I will, though. I'm gonna protect on the Garchomp. It's a bit of a waste, yeah, but I think preserving EELEKTROSS is gonna do us better in the long term. So, they still go for Eruption here. Not gonna hurt as bad because they are very low on HP and they don't have any Sun. Oh, so they do have Matcha Gotcha. They just have Scald as coverage, I guess. Ouch. And of course we get burned. But this does mean that we are essentially free to Blizzard here. No more Trick Room. And I can go ahead with... yeah, just setting the Stomping Tantrum into the Torkoal unless they decide to swap out. You know what? Just in case, I'm gonna Dragon Claw. Just in case they decide to... please, no. Okay, they protect here. But, come on, man. It's reasons like this why I just absolutely despise Quick Claw as an item. Because now things are really... things are really bad now. Thunderbolt onto the Torkoal. And I don't know, man. Probably is... it's either Mystical Fire or Alluring Voice. I don't even know if Mystical Fire is gonna do it here. I still gotta go for it. Yeah, it just won't be enough. I don't even know if the special tag drop will really help us here. It's the fact that Quick Claw had to proc, dude. Ooh, wait, there's a chance. There's a chance. Ooh, there's a chance. That special attack drop actually mattered. It's just the fact that Aerodactyl, dude. I know for a fact that EELEKTROSS is faster than Sinistra. I just gotta land this Mystic Fire on the Aerodactyl. That's really all it comes down to. What are they gonna go for? Rock Slide. Does land. Please no flinch, that's all I ask. No, dude, are you serious? Wow, okay. Well. I mean, all I can say is that I don't know, dude. They got lucky. I'm not even gonna make a front about it. They got lucky. Cause I was making such good plays and then Quick Claw just had to proc and they had to get the flinch. Like they definitely got bailed out. But I don't know, maybe if this Rock Slide misses the EELEKTROSS we can pull through, but it's just not looking great here, man. It really isn't. Things were looking up so much until that Quick Claw happened on the Sinistra. They don't even risk it, they just go for Ice Fang, alright. Well, that is very, very unfortunate. Good games, but you guys know how I feel about that, stuff like that. Oh man, and that was to break the streak too, like, okay. I can't dwell on it too much, we just gotta keep on moving forward. Alright, from the looks of it, it seems like we have either a Mega Metagross or Mega Scrafty team. Talonflame being there is definitely gonna put a wrench into things. I think I'll lead off with Gliscor in the off chance that they also lead off with Sneasler. Incineroar, I have to bring Say mainly for like the Sinistra. I mean, Alcremie isn't gonna do well here. Well, doesn't even matter because I waited too long. Okay. Well, I can only hope that this turns out to be not something I regret. They go Rotom Sneasler. I'm gonna protect here. I'm gonna try to go for Tailwind. I'd just be very surprised if they go for Fake Out into the Gliscor instead. Because either people just respect Gliscor a lot more than I thought, or... Okay, they go into Eelektross. What is the Rotom gonna do? Is it gonna... Hydro Pump? Or... Well, yeah, of course, this best move here. Just barely live, which is awesome. Here's the unfortunate thing. I can deal with the Rotom, but if I Earthquake, I could only take out the Sneasler instead. I think I'll go for that though. So Discharge goes off, does half the Sneasler. Ooh, and we get the Paralysis too. Not that I think it'll be needed, but yeah, let's get Sneasler out of here. Gliscor's probably gonna go down, most likely, but it's fine because we got our Tailwind up. So now we just have to see what they have in the back. Or you know what? Let's go all creamy here. And of course, Sinistra healing up. Rotom to full. I'm gonna Thunderbolt here. Oh, but if they're Rage Powders, then I'm gonna have to decorate into it. Yeah, no, I'll have to just stick to Mystical Fire here. In fact, let's just double up into the Sinistra. I think it'd be better to just go for that. Yeah, I just don't think this is gonna do it, unfortunately. Definitely not. Hydro Pump, it misses. Eelektross, amazing. Go for Gotcha. Thanks to the special attack drop, it's not gonna do too much damage to us. I think from this range, I'll be able to take it out. I know ignoring the Rotom here seems like a bad idea, but I think Sinistra's just going to be far more annoying for us in the long run. So, Sinistra's gone. We don't have to worry about redirection anymore. And we do get the Elevate boost. They do land the Hydro Pump this time, which does hurt. Oh, and our Tailwind's gone too. Depending on what they have in the back, that could be awful. Scrafty. So it's most likely Mega Scrafty. I'm going to protect here. And in fact, I'm swapping Alcremie out. I'm going into Incineroar. Because Scrafty is most likely going to fake me out in some way, shape, or form. They didn't Mega Evolve, which is interesting. They did go for Detect instead. Alright. Hydro Pump. I mean, that's fine too. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna Giga Drain, Fake Out into the Rotom here. Yeah. That sounds good. After special attacking boost, it should be enough. It should be enough. Oh, they Mega Evolve now. Gotcha. So, if I had to take a guess, they're probably going to attack the Incin. Unless they go into me. Oh, you're Dragon Dance? Gotcha. It wasn't enough. Okay. I just wrote him out to be so bulky, dude. And you have Citrus Fury on top of that. Man, and now that they've Dragon Dance, I'm gonna have to Thunderbolt the Rotom here, and then as for Scrafty, probably be Parting Shot if they don't just completely nuke Incineroar here. Oh, you're getting very, very greedy. There we go, nice. I also do gotta remember that Giga Drain itself is just simply a weak move. This is a very weak move. So, even if Eelektross is strong, the move itself is just not going to really help in that regard. So, that's why I did recommend, or at least suggest, that you could just choose like Dragon Pulse or Flamethrower. But I do like having the sustainability with Giga Drain and being able to deal with Swampert. So Alcremies here. Does Scrafty run any form of coverage? I'm kind of curious about that, but I mean, regardless, we are definitely going to be going with Alluring Voice. There's no ifs and or buts about that. Scrafty's one big weakness. Go for knockoff? I guess that's your strongest R-type move. But yeah, Scrafty's one big weakness is them fairies. It lived. But, yeah, I think they just got real greedy with that extra Dragon Dance. If they had gone for an attack instead, we probably would have been in a much more difficult spot. But, alright, so I guess the Alcremie choice, or I guess forced choice, actually paid off in the end. So, I am happy about that. That I was debating on bringing out Alcremie in case they brought out the Scrafty, and they did end up bringing it in the back. So, honestly, just awesome all around. I can't really say too much else about that. Alright, so here's a mon I haven't seen in quite a long time, actually. Mega Scovillain with Hippowdon. I guess Hippowdon stonks are kind of rising now. I thought I was like one of the few ones to realize how Hippowdon could be pretty useful as an alternative Sandstream mon. And they have Chomp, Milotic, and Sylveon along with Aerodactyl. I think I do bring Ninetales because she just does very well into like half the team, if not more so. Does Eelektross stay in the back? That's the question. I don't think I lead off with Incin, especially since Milotic is there. I'm going to lead off with Gliscor. And you know, maybe I do lead off with Eelektross too. I'm just going to try to Tailwind up. You know what? I'll have Incin in the back. I was thinking about bringing Garchomp, but I think to effectively deal with that Scovillain, I think Incin's going to be rather clutch. And I simply didn't want to truly double down on the ground damage. So, yes, it seems like they were anticipating me to go for... Actually, do I even need to, Tailwind here. I feel like I'm faster than both of these mons. I might just dual Wing Beat into Scovillain and go for a discharge. Might not even need to be a discharge. It could be just a Thunderbolt just to make extra sure. Yeah, I think I'll do that. EELEKTROSS, Mega Evolves. Have to see what this Scovillain. Oh, yep, it will Mega Evolve itself. I am glad that even if it was for just a short amount of time, Scovillain didn't end up finding a bit of a niche. Especially with how much it's been clowned on ever since its inception. Dual Wing Beat. Am I gonna get burned here? Yeah, I do get burned on the first hit. No, are you serious? The burn really mattered that much, dude. Okay. Ice Beam. This is exactly why I have Yachi Berry. So, here's a good thing about this. I'm free to just hit Discharge. Unless, I don't know, Scovillain goes for Protect. That's also something it can do. But just the fact that that burn really did matter in that instance is... That's why Spicy Spray specifically is just so strong of an ability. Up, you know what? This is exactly why I have Faint. This is exactly why I have Faint. We're going to ignore that Scovillain if it does decide to Protect. And we're just going to fire away. What do you think this is? They don't know, buddy. Yeah, get out of here. Now it's Discharge time. Yeah, this is exactly why I have Faint on Gliscor. For situations like this. Let's go, baby. Get that Elevate boost going. Gonna scald me. Ouch. I mean, we're already burned, so it's not like I have to really worry about that. The question now is, what do they have in the bag? If it's faster than either of us, that's going to be a problem. Although Gliscor is faster than Milotic, so theoretically, it could go for a Tailwind before it goes down. Garchomp, okay. Yeah, go figure. Garchomp can't really do anything besides go for like Rock Slide. I mean, it could go for Dragon Claw as well. I'll play it safe and I'll Protect here. In case they go after the EELEKTROSS. I would imagine they go for Rock Slide though, for the spread. No, you Dragon Claw into Gliscor instead. Okay. Yeah, that was smart. Alright. And my Milotic's just gonna recover. Basically like nothing happened. And I'm still leech seated. Yeah, we're gonna have to get Ninetales in here. No ifs and or buts. We're just gonna hit that Blizzard, and I'm going to hit that Thunderbolt. Blizzard will completely annihilate the Garchomp. That's exactly why I have Ninetales on the team. And we should have enough chip damage on the Milotic to deal the final blow with Thunderbolt. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get that elevate boost once again. So all they should have left is up. Nope, I forgot. Hippowdon, and yeah, they just completely. I guess we already took out the Scovillain. I completely forgot. Scovillain must have went by or went down so fast that I just didn't even register it. But regardless, we will go for that Giga Drain Freeze Dry combo. I thought they still had Scovillain in the back. My bad for forgetting so quickly. Oh, of course you have Citrus. But it ain't gonna matter for a +2 EELEKTROSS, baby. Man, I feel like someone is going to super cook with Mega EELEKTROSS. Like, this team I have here is pretty experimental, all things considered, but like if we're talking about like real serious play, like, you know, bringing to world type of play, I feel like someone might have thought of something. It's just only a matter of time before we see the payoff. Alright guys, so originally I was going to do one more match, but then I looked at the recording time and realized that, yeah, the video's kind of gone on for long enough, so I do hope you guys enjoyed the Mega EELEKTROSS games. I know I did. They actually went far better than I thought they did, and more importantly, the reason why I say that is because I managed to use everybody on the team this time around. Usually when I do these videos, there will be times where I don't bring everybody into all these different matches, and one Pokemon ends up being kind of left behind because they usually are good for like niche cases. But I think everyone here got to see some form of play, and some really good play at that. So more than anything, I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of how well this team performed overall. Some tweaks here and there could help this team become even better, but I think the sort of framework that I have here, the foundation, is pretty solid, all things considered. So if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel, because I will be putting out more of these Pokemon Champions teams with these Mega Evolutions, and trying to experiment with some ideas that might not be considered as easily as, you know, some people might come up with. But yeah, that will pretty much do it for today. So, oh, and once again, thank you guys so much for 2,000 subscribers on the channel. I can't thank you all enough for that. I will continue to put out some awesome content for you guys, and I just want to keep growing and keep getting better at this stuff, man. So let's just hope for the best is all I'm gonna say. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time. Take care, y'all.